Hello and welcome back to Tech Leo. So in this video I will show you how to use your VM instances as a runner in your GitHub Actions. So using VM instances as a runner helps you with setting up a more personal server rather than using the default Linux servers. You can customize your server according to your use case and use that server in your GitHub Actions. So to start, first I will open my browser and go to GCP main console, and here at the top I will search for service accounts because that's the first step you have to do for this whole procedure. So if you don't have a service account, you have to first create a service account yourself. So then click on create service account and give it a name, maybe VM runner, VM runner GASA. So VM runner GitHub Actions service account. Click on create and continue. Yeah, under the role section, I will be giving it only one role, I guess, that is compute admin, because under this role, I will be getting all the permissions that I need, that is to start and stop a VM instance and also to use the SSH terminal of a particular VM instance. So then I'll click on continue and then click on done because that's it. So once the service account is created, my next step will be to create a VM instance. So again, I will go to the search bar and I will type VM instances and click on the first option that is showing up. Yeah, so here you have to create an instance. So if you don't have an instance already, you have to create first. So click on the create instance button, and then under the name you can give it any name whatever you like. So as for me, I will give it runner instance GitHub Actions, that is GA, and under the zone I will be giving it any zone randomly. You can always select whatever you like, it's but the zone is permanent and region is permanent as well. And for the resources hardware purpose, I will keep it everything as it is, but if I scroll down a bit, yeah, so under the boot disk I will be changing the boot disk from a normal disk to a deep learning disk because we'll be using some deep learning libraries. So under the operating system, click on the operating system and click on deep learning on Linux. Just for the demonstration purpose, you can always click on whatever you like. I mean, there are a lot of options here. And I will keep the version, the default version, that is M112, and the size to 50 as of now. Keep it as it is because 50 is the minimum, and you can go up to this much, and then click on select. Yeah, and if I go down a little further, under the identity and API access, I'll be selecting the service account that I have created just now, that is VM instance VM runner GASA, and that's it. I'll click on create and I will wait for a few seconds for the instance to start. Yeah, as you can see, the instance is created now and it is running right now. So I'll first of all stop this because anyways we will be starting this instance from GitHub Actions. So I will click on stop and wait for a few seconds again to let it stop completely. Yeah, so the VM instance is stopped now. So my next step will be to create a GitHub account, GitHub repository. So I will click on the new tab and type github.com. So if you don't have a repository already, you have to create one first. And before that, you have to create a profile on GitHub as well. So if you don't have a profile, first of all, create that, log in it, and then click on your repositories. And then under the repositories, click on the new button. Yeah. So here I will give it the name that is runner GCP. Okay, it's already there. So I will click on runner GCP new, and then keep it as public repo and add a readme file as well, and then click on create repository. Yeah, so the repository is created now. So once the repo is ready, I will be creating a runner for this repo. So to create a runner for this repo, you have to go first to the settings option, and here under the actions tag, you have to click on runners. So click on runners, and here, as you can see that there is no runner currently. So I will click on new self-hosted runner. Yes. So since my VM instance runs on a Linux environment, so I will be clicking on the Linux option, and before this I have to first start the instance all again. Yeah, and wait for it to start. Yeah, so the VM instance is started now. So install this runner into your VM instance, you have to first open the SSH terminal. So click on the button SSH, and it will open up, and it will ask you to log in or maybe authorize. Yeah, so it has been authorized. Now it will be opening up in any minute. Yes. So as you can see, the SSH terminal is open now, and it is ready. So I will be just copying all of these commands, and I will be pasting it in the SSH terminal. So the first command is to make a directory and cd into it. So I will do that exactly. I will just copy and paste it over here. Hit enter. Yeah, done. And the next step is download the latest runner package. So I will copy this. I will again paste it in the SSH terminal. Hit enter. And once this is done, this particular command is optional. You can, yeah, it's just a validation. So I will not be doing this. I will directly go to the extract the installer command. So I will copy this, paste it in the SSH terminal again, hit enter. Yeah, so this is done. So once the download is done, I have to configure it. So for the configuring options, I will just copy this command, and I will paste it over here, hit enter. So the configuration will start now. So to give the name of the runner group, either you can hit enter for default, or you can give it any name, but as of now I will hit enter for default. And to the name of the runner as well, I will hit enter. So for the default, it will take the instance name as the runner name only. And the labels of the runners are as of now self-hosted, Linux, and x64. If you want to add another label to it, you can always write any labels here, but as of now I will keep it as default labels. Hit enter. And the name of the work folder, as of now it is underscore work, but you can always create your own. You can change the name here. So once, but as of now I will click on keep it as it is in default option. So I will hit enter. So yeah, so the runner is configured now, as it has been shown here. It is everything is connected. So I will just, to make sure. Okay, but before that, you have to start the run. So this particular command will run the runner. So so instead of this command, there is another command which is way more better. So particular this particular run command will all, if you copy and paste it over here, it will only run for this particular instance. I mean it for this time. If you stop this instance and start it again, it won't run again. You have to manually run the runner as always. But there is a command. So if you, I will just copy it and paste it into the SSH terminal. Yeah, so sudo /svh install. So what this command will do, it will create a particular, yeah, this one as well, sudo svh start. So these two commands will make this particular instance in such a way that whenever you start the instance, it will always start the runner as well. So you don't have to worry about always going manually and starting it. So it can, whenever you start this instance using GitHub Actions, this particular runner will start by itself. So as of now, this runner is idle. So I will just go back and reload this, or maybe just click on the runners. Yeah, so as you can see, this particular runner is created now, and it is showing as runner instance GA, and it is showing, the status is showing as idle. So because the idle means the runner is ready, but it is not in use currently. That's why it is showing as idle. So if the VM instance is stopped, then this will show as offline. Yeah. So once this is done, I will go back to the SSH terminal, and just for the verification purpose, I will check if this particular instance has relevant libraries installed. So I will just click on, I will just type pip install, or maybe type Python, and here I will write import pandas as pd. Yeah, import numpy as np. So as you can see that both of the libraries are already present in this instance, so I don't have to worry about installing them separately. Yeah, so but there is the catch is that in the GitHub Actions um, Ubuntu server, these two particular libraries are not that much installed, so we have to install it separately. That's why I've shown these two examples, because I will be running this GitHub Actions for both of the servers, and I will show you the difference. So once this is done, okay, so let's create a GitHub Actions workflow file. So click on Actions and then set up a workflow yourself. And here I will keep the name as it is. And for the sake of time, I will copy the content from another GitHub Actions file. And to exactly know how I did this, you can you can always refer my previous videos where I have shown you in detail how to write this GitHub Actions workflow file. So this particular code has three jobs, that is start VM, and I will hit enter. It has run script, and then there is another job that is stop VM. So yeah, so these three are the jobs. I will just maybe cut this just to show you that. So we have these three jobs, that is start VM, run script, and stop VM. So start VM will automatically start the VM instance from GitHub Actions, and run script will run a Python script which we will be creating after this. And then once the Python script is run, we will be then stopping the VM virtual machine as well using the automation. So the run script will only run after the start VM is completed. So I will write needs start VM, and same goes to stop VM. It will only run once the run script is completed. So I will type needs run script. Yeah, and for the rest of the code, I will just copy it from other GitHub file and paste it over here. Yeah, and for the stop VM as well, I will copy it and paste it over here. Yes, and for the run script, I will just copy it again and paste it over here. So yes, so the code is ready now. So what this first job is doing, it is starting this particular instance. The instance name is wrong. I will just copy the name of the instance from here, and I will paste the instance name here. And the zone is the same, that is US Central 1A, that is, yeah, exactly like this one. So I will just copy the instance name from here and paste it under the stop instance as well. Yes. And for the credentials part, I have already added the service account key in the secrets in this repo. To understand how we can do that, I have also added this particular section in my previous videos. I will be showing that in here as well, just for your reference. And the run script job is basically running a test.py, which we will be creating right now. So let's just create this first. Let's just click on commit changes and then click on commit changes. Yeah, so once the workflow file is ready, I will go back to the code and I will create a Python file. So I will give the same name, that is test.py. Yeah, and here I will write simple import code, that is import numpy as np and import pandas as pd, and then print it out that the libraries have successfully imported. Libraries are successfully imported. Yep. So once this is ready, I will just click on commit changes and done. So the Python file is also ready now. So I will just go back to the actions. Yeah, and then click on complete Python automation, which is the file that we have created just now, and then hit on run workflow. Okay, before this, I think I have to first show you what exactly the difference I did in the code. So I will go back to the code. I will click on GitHub workflows and under the main.yaml. If I scroll down a bit, you can see that the first job, that is start VM, is running on Ubuntu latest. Yeah, and the last job as well, the stop VM, is also running on Ubuntu latest. But the second job, that is run script, is currently running on self-hosted. So just to show you difference, I will just edit this code. I will scroll down a bit and I will just remove this, and I will use the same Ubuntu latest for this particular job as well, and then click on commit changes. This is just to show you the difference of the two servers, and then click on actions, click on the workflow, and then click on run workflow. Yeah, so let's wait for it to start, or maybe I will just reload this. Yeah, so the start VM job is started now. So let's wait for the actions to start the virtual machine. Yes. So once the virtual machine is started, we are going to the run script job, and let's wait. Yeah. So as you can see, the job is cancelled, or it is showing an error. So I will just go and check what is the error. So yeah, as you can see, it is showing that there is no module named NumPy. So this is because the Ubuntu latest runners doesn't have NumPy or Pandas as their default libraries. We have to explicitly install them. So this is also covered in our blog. I will just copy and paste the blog here. So as you can see, these are the list of all the packages they have installed. They have already installed in the Ubuntu latest. Full list of packages installed on Ubuntu latest GitHub action. So here there are no sign of NumPy or Pandas. That's why we are getting this error. So either you have to explicitly install them, or you can use your self-hosted runners where everything is already set up. The whole environment is set up, so you don't have to worry about setting up the environment again and again or every time. So I will just go back to the code, and here this time I will, instead of using the Ubuntu latest servers, I will be using my own environment that I have created in the VM instance. So I will scroll down a bit, and instead of runs on Ubuntu latest, I will write self-hosted and then click on commit changes. Yeah. Then we'll go to the actions file and click on the actions again and click on the workflow and hit the run workflow again. And this time the workflow will run using the VM instance that we have created now. So I'll just click on reload and hit on the workflow, and let's wait for the VM instance to start again. Yeah, so the VM instance is started now. So this job is completed. So then it will go to the run script job, and now let's wait for this. Yeah, so as you can see, it is showing that the libraries are successfully imported. So this is because now it is using the VM instance as its runner, as its server, and not the Ubuntu latest that is the default server. So it has used the VM instance, and here in the instance we have the libraries already installed as a default libraries, as I have shown in the earlier in the video. So it has both the libraries, and it has used the same instance here. So that's why the libraries are getting imported without explicitly importing the libraries using any run command. So this is the basic advantage of using self-hosted runners, where you can use your own runner setup to run these GitHub Actions and run any kind of Python script that you have already created. So you don't have to worry about setting up the environment and setting up the libraries. So yeah, so that's it. It's the whole pipeline is ready now. As you can see, the whole pipeline is start the VM, run the script, and then stop the VM. So everything is automated. I didn't do anything manually. You can always go back to your code or workflow file and try to schedule this workflow as well. As of now, I will only put up the workflow dispatch as the event trigger. You have the option of always to either keep the push event as an event trigger, or maybe schedule this workflow to run every month or every day. It's totally upon you. Yes. So since the whole pipeline is ready to start the VM to run a script, and then once the script is over, stop the VM. Yep. So this is it. This is the basic purpose of this video. So thank you and stay tuned for other such interesting videos. I have a lot of videos coming up. I will share with you all. So thank you so much and stay in the clouds.